There are two questions your children are going to ask you in the future. How were things during COVID? And did you choose between Jinhsi and Changli? There are two questions you're going to be asked. You want to be prepared. And this is what we're going to be seeing and looking at today. Dear Diamonds and fellow Diamonds in the rough. To say that Jinhsi and Changli really spice things up for Wuthering Waves 1.1 would be a massive understatement. Not only do we have a new zone, but we also have two awesome looking bitches. One that has a dragon, one that has a phoenix at their disposal. However, as good as these two bitches are, unfortunately, this is a gacha game, which means you have to pick your options. The gacha games, again, I'll keep repeating it, is all about managing your resources. They're fun, they're good video games, but as long as you manage your resources and you are smart about your resources. All right, this is the nature of these games. You want to always keep that in mind as you proceed, okay? Or else you can burn your account out. You won't have enough resources to get the new character, the new thing you're hyped up for. The only thing that gets these games to keep being good is actually getting new units. New units are a little bit of new content in games. You see that in a lot of games. Just you trying the game with a different play style can feel refreshing at times, right? And that's what these companies kind of count for. That's why we have what is known as dry patch, etc., where nothing is truly added to the content, but only characters. And it works. It works. It clearly works. As annoying as it is, it works. All right. We all know it's crumbs. We all know it's annoying. It ain't the braid, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But if your children were to ask you whether you picked Jinhsi or Changli, I think your rebuttal want to be smart, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I just picked Changli because she has massive titties. No, you want your answer to be smart, and that's what we're going to be checking out today with the one and only Steorg. Should you skip Jinhsi for Changli Wuthering Waves? Without further ado, let's get to the braid.
Yo, so many people are considering skipping Jinhsi for Changli, and as always,
Yes,
you might be
that's a fact. Let's get that out of the way. That's a fact. Changli is most people's target. Jinhsi is looking like that bitch that's in the way. Kind of like Jian at the start of the game, where a lot of people started off the game, they're like, yeah, Jian is a skip, get Kachara off the banner and wait for Yinlin. And that's a good move. It's not a bad move, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. There's just some characters are more preferred by the fans than others. It's always going to be like that, okay?
a follower for Coomer meta, or you actually
Yes.
think that Changli is better than Jinhsi? And as somebody
I don't think so, but I'll let him cook.
who was trying to skip Jinhsi and get Changli, I don't think the answer to the question is yes for everybody. Now,
Yes.
if you really want to skip Jinhsi for Changli, you should know what Changli does and why you actually have to get her. So I'm gonna show you what her kit is as fast as possible. I'm not gonna take so much time of yours. And of course, before anything, make sure to get any character that you like if you don't care
Yes.
about meta. If you
Yes, this is probably the most important thing. I can get a character for meta as long as I like them, as long as what they do I vibe with. Okay? Yes, the value they add to my account is very important. It's a massive factor as to why I pick a character, but I have to like them. I have Jian and Jinhsi right now. I don't need both. I just like both. I like dragons. I like dragon wielding characters. I'm gonna pick them. That easy. That simple. I'm a simple man, bro. I'm a simple man. And then I get to look at meta. Okay? So it's that simple, man. Like don't feel ashamed for your liking and just because they're not meta. This is a video game. Okay? It's a video game, all right? Yes, you want to be efficient, and yes, you have to balance between the characters you like and the meta characters. But if your favorite character happens to also be meta, well, yippee for you, because it must be good being you. All right, let's continue.
do not enjoy the character, there's no point of getting that character
Yep.
even if it's OP. But
Yes.
let's talk about Changli. So since I have official footage for the character, I can show you all of her kit. So
Yes,
Changli can
I heard you can fight her during the story, so do be aware of that. I will be analyzing her kit as soon as I reach there, because I don't want to ruin it, and I will be making a Changli guide very soon. Stay tuned for that.
in DPS or sub DPS. That's the main point about Changli, is that she's a flex pick.
Yeah, and that's why I love characters like Changli. These are some of my favorites when it comes to their kits. They're flexible. They are what you want them to be. Kind of like Ganyu was in Genshin Impact. Like when Ganyu first came out, a lot of people are like, she's a main DPS, she's a support. No, she's whatever you want her to be. That's kind of the point. Jean from the standard banner in Genshin Impact, she's whatever you want her to be. Right? She could be a main DPS, not the most efficient. She can be a support, not the most efficient, but she can be whatever you want her to be. That's what these units, in my opinion, are meant to do. And I like them, to be honest. Kind of like Yinlin. Yinlin can be a main DPS and she could be a sub DPS. Like nothing stops you from building her as a main DPS, and she can function properly in that role, in whatever role you put her in. These characters are just like that.
Makes it easier for her to be in a lot of teams without
Yes.
the need of new characters. Changli needs to get 4 stacks to use her forte circuit and deal big damage.
Okay.
And to get those stacks, you can do a full basic attack combo, a full mid-air combo, use your
Okay.
ability, use your charge attack, and that's why she can work as a main or a sub DPS. And not only that, she's also a good buffer because she can buff flame damage and also
Okay, so not only does she give you fusion damage, but she also gives you resonance liberation damage amplified by 25%. Isn't Changli good with Jinhsi? Because I heard Jinhsi's damage is always considered resonance liberation when she's in Inhibitor Lunisha mode. Correct me if I'm wrong. Damn. This is, whoa. And Changli is going to be good too with a Jian maybe? I don't know. She seems like a good support unit overall.
seconds.
Encore is going to be happy with her too. Fusion damage, more Teffy.
Time on field, you can do that, but
Shisha.
also you can make her a character that doesn't take a lot of time on field, and she also
Yes.
buffs your main DPS, which can be Encore or Shisa, any
Yes.
future character.
Hey, that's what I
why
said.
She's also future-proof. Changli's kit doesn't
I agree. Any fusion character that comes in the future, he's happy with Changli. Any character that comes with freaking resonance liberation focused kit, he's gonna love Changli. Characters like these are pretty good to own. We will be trying to get her. I'm saving my polls. We will be trying.
end here because she also has a very powerful ultimate which gives her all the stacks and it's like a nuke and it looks insane. So with all that said, I can say that Changli is a very free-to-play friendly character and she's hard to be power crept. But now let's talk about if Jinhsi has the same value. So I said before that you can skip Jian if you want to get Yinlin because she's more future-proof and Jian will get power crept. I'm gonna talk about Jinhsi and Jian in another video, but Jinhsi does more damage than Jian, but Jian
To be honest, supports can be power crept. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Anything can be power crept in these games unless they make it so damn good like Kazuha in Genshin Impact level that it's pretty difficult to power creep. But typically characters, whatever form they take, they can get power crept that easily. Like, they can decide to just power creep the shit. That's a fact. That's just a fact, okay? Now, why a lot of people say this and why I believe Seok said this is because supports in general are pretty hard to power creep and they can still always offer you value, right? That's typically how it goes. So don't feel like it's impossible so that you're not shocked one day, but also do understand that simply put, anything can be power crept. Just always keep in mind that anything can be power crept. It's just, it's hard for supports. That's, always keep that in mind. Like, don't be shocked if it would happen one day because nothing's impossible in these gacha games.
Has also his own strength in making parrying easy and things like that. So Jinhsi showed me that there is no big power creep in the game, and especially with her
which looks
kit.
good for the game right now. I'll add to that, it looks great. The fact that Jinhsi didn't just come in and shat completely on Jian is awesome. But I do believe Jinhsi does more damage than him. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Even though she's not the best at grouping, she's also good at grouping. She's also good at doing mid-air damage and making the game easy.
So, poor Ling Yang, man. Poor Ling Yang. Like, goddamn. One patch. He couldn't survive one patch. Jesus.
I would say that Jinhsi will do more damage than Changli, will have more damage output in her teams. But
that's kind of the point. Flex characters like Yinlin and Changli cannot, I repeat, cannot beat on-field DPS in terms of damage. That just cannot be the case. If they do, that's bad character design. Okay? These units are flexible, but they lack in numbers. Okay? They can fulfill the role, but they just lack a little in numbers. That's why it's preferred that they be the sub DPS role and for the on-field Unga Bunga only character to have the on-field main DPS role. It's that simple.
Succeeds in something which is she's so good against a lot of bosses because of her mid-air attacks. We know that Ling Yang was good at that, but
yeah, we know Ling Yang didn't survive one patch, man. That's what we know.
He doesn't do damage.
He's trash. Yeah, get bro off the screen, man. Get that man off the screen. You know what sucks? Like, actually the quest, he started to grow on me as the character. My God, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, you may like a character, but if they're not efficient, if they don't perform a good role for your account, you kind of have to look elsewhere. And a lot of these characters just look fan-fucking-tastic. So if I'm gonna go by likings, well, I have a lot more options to choose from. So I'm sorry, Ling Yang, but no.
So now let me talk about every scenario. So if you
Okay.
have Jian, I would highly recommend that you skip Jinhsi. Yes,
Smart. I agree with that statement. Yeah.
she's more powerful, but she doesn't blow him out of the game. She's not way powerful. It's not even a big power creep. But if you want to use Changli as a sub DPS and not as a main DPS,
Yeah.
and you do not have Encore, I don't think that's a very good idea. She's gonna be good as main DPS. So
I think you can always use more Tefi, and if you have Jinhsi, believe it or not, because of the Resonance Liberation damage buff, you can use her with Jinhsi. So if anything, you can get 2 bitches. You skip Jian, just get both. I'm pretty sure you can. You must have enough resources to, if you win 2 50-50s, of course, you can get them. You can actually get them. You just need to win 2 coin flips in a row. Tough, unless you're me.
now, if you don't have Jian and if you have Yinlin, getting Jinhsi right now is way better for your
Yes,
account.
yes. 1,000,000% yes. Because Yinlin is, I mean, bro, she was literally in the fucking trial. If you go to Jinhsi's trial right now in the game, you'll have Yinlin in her teammates. Like, what the fuck? Yinlin is just that freaking good with Jinhsi. Yeah, if you have Yinlin, get Jinhsi. And if you have Jian, get Changli. But however, the problem with Changli is you kind of want Encore. So it is always preferred that you would have picked Yinlin. Obviously, Yinlin plus Jinhsi would have added the most amount of value to your account. But in my opinion, most people that picked Yinlin probably have Calcharo, and Calcharo wants his Yinlin. So it kind of negates that, in my opinion. So yes and no, unless you don't have Calcharo with your Yinlin, not really. Like, I feel like Jinhsi is okay. You can use Sanhua, but I heard Sanhua gives you basic attack damage, and when she's in Bibiru Lunisha state, she becomes Resonance Liberation damage, which means she doesn't take advantage of the Sanhua buff. But I still need to test that. That's just some things I heard in the comments. I could be getting one guide right now, but yeah, ultimately, if you really think about it, there's no good perfect choice. You know what I mean? Like Yinlin, if you pick Yinlin, well, there's Calcharo, so you want both. And who the fuck isn't picking Calcharo? Not me. I'm not. I'm picking Calcharo. Changli, well, you needed Encore. The only person that's probably going to be happy with that shit is Hex Juice. If you pick Jian, well, Jian is just Unga Bunga and works with everybody. And plus, don't sleep on Jian, because I do feel like we will get a dedicated aero support like Changli and Yinlin. I do feel like maybe this could be a trend, as in they release 5-star characters each patch that will support their respective element. We just had Electro, now we have Fusion. Maybe next patch it could be Iroh, and we keep going from there. This might happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it were to happen. I do feel like these units are kind of needed right now while we decide and pick up colors. I do feel like collecting colors and collecting different types of characters that have, you know, mono elements, stuff like that. There is no elemental reaction, which means you need characters that support their respective element, their respective attributes. So in my opinion, they could be making the trend of each patch they'll release a sub DPS that's flexible, that buffs a particular element / part of the kit, like basic attack, resonance liberation, heavy attack, etc.
I did that personally, and I'm going to get Changli too, which gets me to the next thing. If you skip Jian and got only Yinlin, you might have a lot of Jades, especially if you
That's what I said. I agree. You can get both. You just have to win 2 coin flips back to back
with the weapon, so that you can get both if you got a little lucky with 150-50. We're getting like 110 pulls here.
You can actually get it by just one. You can guarantee the second. Holy shit. Genshin could never.
If you saved a little, you will have the chance to get both. That's why I want to say that you will never be disappointed with any of these 2 characters. If you get Jinhsi or you get Changli, both are gonna be good for your account. Now, if you are somebody who wants to get the character and his signature weapon, Changli has more...
Okay, who the fuck does that? To be honest with you, like, bro, I personally don't. Like, unless I reach a certain power in my account where I'm like, okay, I have enough units that I can tackle a lot of content with, and I'll be fine in the near future. Now that my account is perfect as possible, let me spice it up a little and get weapons. But like getting weapons right now, I mean, you can. I'm not judging. It's just is it the smartest thing to do though? Especially as a free-to-play, like, bro.
But Jinhsi doesn't have a lot of options. But the thing is, Changli right now doesn't have the best.
I do feel like Jinhsi has one of the best options. Like, one of the things that really encouraged me with Jinhsi is that she's a raw blade user. I mean, bro, I can get a Jian, That's a weapon. I can get Kacharo. That's another weapon. And I can get her. That's 3 characters that are Broad Blade users that can use the same freaking weapon in Tower of Adversity, which is the hardcore content of the game. Man, it's like, I believe the fact that she's Broad Blade is even better.
But the thing is, Changli right now doesn't have the best teams. Once we get a dedicated Spectro buffer, like the
Which we will. I do still stand by the fact that they're gonna give us a character for each element. I'm calling
Changli or the type of Yinlin, Jinhsi will be even better in the future. So if you can only get one character, you should look at your characters. If you don't have Jian, get Jinhsi. If you have Jian and you don't have Yinlin, get Changli. If you have Jian and Yinlin, you can try getting both actually. So I try.
Hey, preach! Literally what I was gonna say. Literally what I'm gonna do. Literally, I have Jian. I have Yinlin because go check out how I was about to quit Wuthering Waves video. And now I have Jinhsi as well. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get Changli too. Fuck it, why not? I'm gonna try. Like, fuck it. I'm gonna throw a bunch of pulls there, see what happens. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, but don't feel pressured to get her, to be honest. Unless you have Encore. If you have Encore and you're like an Encore main, you don't have to feel like you need it. And plus, Encore can work as a sub DPS. I have a fucking Resonance 1, fucking Encore. I hate that Resonance 1, but hey, the fact of the matter is Encore is a decent unit. She works off-field, and I do feel like it's very important right now to have units that actually work off-field.
Tried as much as possible to think about every scenario for every player, and I hope that I've solved your problem. 1.1 was a very good update.
The problem is still the same. You want all these bitches, yeah, because they're fucking awesome. I'm sorry. That's what he said, man. He was like, hey, man, like, I can keep telling you this and this, but all these bitches are awesome. Just get them all, man. Just get them all, man.
And I'm having so much fun. Anyway, if you don't subscribe now, you're gonna lose your 50-50. Bye-bye.
Ultimately, just pick the character you want. I do feel like that's the best way to settle this once and for all. In terms of value, I do feel like Jinhsi might have the best, counter to popular belief. I do feel like the unison buff, the free intro skills, free outro skill, the synergy she can create with her teammates is pretty darn good. I mean, yes, Changli can give you good buffs as well, but I feel like Jinhsi also fulfills that role. I don't think it was mentioned in the video, like the unison buff is pretty good. Fusion, so far we only have Encore, but once we have a limited banner Fusion main DPS, Changli stocks are gonna go way up again. So Changli can shine later. You can consider her as an investment, but for immediate value and also the ability to shine later through a spectral buffer, Jinhsi. So you'll notice Jinhsi has immediate value as the strongest DPS right now and future-proof through spectral support. Changli isn't the strongest DPS right now. She's flexible and you have to be only a Encore main. And she also grows in the future once you get more fusion characters. So by default, if we were to compare these two, Jinhsi has more value. It gives you immediate value and it gives you future value. So yeah, I do believe Jinhsi is the way to go right now. We'll see how this ages. That doesn't mean Changli is a bad pick. It just means that if you're gonna weigh them both, Jinhsi beats her by just a little bit. But let me know what you guys are gonna do. Jinhsi or Changli or both. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to go check out my Twitch. We'll see you on the next one. See you.